and welcome back to a new episode of Storytime Saturday! Today I'll be telling you the story about my best friend, Pikachu! I'll be telling you pretty much the entire basics at first of how the story actually came to be, how Pikachu happened to become my best friend, and it will be told by my story of the G.A.M.E project, which means I'll be giving you spoiler alerts from my manga creational novel, which I know for a fact that I might get myself in trouble because somebody's going to say, but Markiplier already did have a manga based off himself. Not to be mean to Marky Momo, but he's not actually a main character in the story, but he is an awesome character! He's still basically an awesome character in this, but you can't judge somebody for trying something new. There's a lot of people who've done fan fiction games of him, and people who've done artwork of him, so you can't judge me for making another manga of him. So, yeah, I hope it's not too offensive, but you guys did a comic of him. Mine is actually a manga. But he's not basically the main character. The main character is pretty much, he's actually one of the poles of the supporting main characters. Doesn't mean he's actually just a side supporting character. He is kind of one of those top ones. But let's get into this and see what we can do on making the story as epic as possible. What? Pancakes. Pancakes. What? Oh yeah, I left Becca over there. Now I need to see what I can do on getting Becca back. I don't know how to do this! I'm not doing this! Hold on. Alrighty, so we're back at the actual home and everything. Let's get the story going. Everybody, get back to your faithful positions! Whoa. Don't do that on me. You gotta be kidding me. Is it really that tough for this thing to get through? Oh, binoculars. Alrighty, so, what I wanted to tell you a little bit more about the story is, basically, the point of the story is that the entire story is based off of this, pretty much the only thing that I could base off of was one of my favorite parts of this best manga that I've actually seen, is from, Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicles. There's a part, doesn't matter if it's a manga or the anime, it's still in both. There's a part where they transfer to this dimension, where they get hooked up into this machine and go into this gaming world, where it feels like it's real life, where you can battle monsters, you can run a cafe, you can sell different types of weapons in a store, you can sell groceries, you can do anything you have ever dreamed that you wish you could do in real life, but it's practically impossible. However, this one is very much more limitless. This one basically has a case of some of the most mainstream games in this world, this now time. For example, Pokemon is pretty much in the game. Things Around the Harvest Moon is in the game. What did you do, Jazzy? Okay, eat up, enjoy yourself. It's basically all of, Sims. It's like Sims. It has some things about Sims. It has, Minecraft. It has pretty much anything from Elder Scrolls to Dark Souls, Diablo, in that range. It goes on forever. Also, on top of that, since you're actually uploaded into the stream, like your feels like your entire body is inside the entire internetical system, you can be able to access the internet, which pretty much is one thing that one of the characters, the side supporting characters, since I already brought him up, Mindscrim, Mark's best friend, is pretty much that's how he could be able to access the internet, and how anybody could still be able to do live streaming on there, but they can be able to, they only can do, well, they can be able to live stream what they're doing in the game, but they can also live stream any of the other regular stuff on, basically, all in all, it's one of those awesome, necessary games that just lasts for a specific time. And it's amazing. You can make yourself clones so that if you're still running a restaurant past a specific time, but during that time you're actually out at night destroying monsters. It is kind of like bringing in Minecraft, where monsters come in during the nighttime. They spawn in during the nighttime, I should say. Excuse me. They spawn in during the nighttime, and that's the perfect time to actually go facing at the monsters. And you got heroes, you got warriors. They're called night. I almost said night knights. That sounds so weird. They're night guardians. They actually start fighting off monsters. They fend up themselves. However, there's even bad guys in the story, but I'm getting too close into the story than more, and I shouldn't be rambling on too much. And also, you guys are more interested right now in seeing me play Sims 4 at the same time. My apologies for the inconvenience of constantly talking, but still, I'm just totally into it. What can I say? Yes! You're at your desk! You're at your desk! Thank God!
Blunisi Sloon.
I made up a second kitchen up here anyways, too, just in case. So, basically what it's actually proposed as for the, basically what is proposed as in the entire story happened to be that I ended up meeting up with Markiplier. This is where I'm going to start out. I met up with Markiplier before we got into the system. So pretty much he was actually running away from his fans because these girls that he wanted to be nice to them, and he just says, "Hey guys, I don't." He was actually being bombarded by these fan. It's not fangirls. It's like a whole bunch of fans. They were bombarding him, and he pretty much freaked out and started running. So mean of him, I know, but I know he wouldn't do that, but he didn't have enough time, and they were just announcing that they were closing up the entire closing up the doors for the system. But apparently they were just saying they were closing it up for the beta testers, and anybody else who is pretty much willing to try it out has to pay a little bit extra than when it's going to come out on the original selling date. So there's freaking out. Sorry. People are freaking out, going, "Oh my God, Markiplier, hang out with us," and he's freaking out, going, I can't. I have to go. It just got so crazy and out of hand with Mark. He started running, and on the way he kept meeting up with most of his best friends. But I don't like getting too much into it because I'm not so certain how I'm going to actually put this specifically in. But it's also that I need the approval of Markiplier and anybody else who's going to be in the story to be able to make the story possible. I'm just saying it right now as a throwing out there right now, but I don't want to steal too much into it. So what happens is he meets up with me because of the unexpected thing. They close the doors. We get hooked up into the system, and I didn't say this already. The Metal Ilmer's in the group too. He's with me, and it just yeah. So what happens is we get locked into the system, but the unexpected transformation seems to actually be the most scariest thing. Pretty much it's kind of, there's an awesome thing that goes on between there that I'm not going to spoil for you because sometimes things should be kept shh because it's that awesome. So, what happened was we got sucked into the system. We have to choose our character, choose our name, and our name is actually our passcode. And it's pretty much, it's awesome. You can choose any name you want. You can make up your own name and everything for your identity's sake and everything. It's just so awesome. You can even choose characters that are from anime or from stories. You can do anything like that, but it can only be chosen once. I know, it sucks. But it's only a beta game anyways. It was just, yeah. Anywho, bringing up to the entire topic of how I met up with Pikachu. Bringing in to the point where we ended up landing into this world, which apparently... What is it? We ended up falling onto the ground, but everybody's piled up on top of each other like in at actual anime, where everybody's laying on top of each other, and a girl sits on top of them. There is a girl that's within the gaming stuff with us. I was gonna choose somebody like Jazzy or something like that. Jazzy or Mare or Pearl Angel. I was thinking of having one of those girls just sit on top of us like going, huh? Because it ends up doing that, where most anime that actually ends up like that. But we ended up actually finding out there was a wild Pikachu pretty much trying to attack us in the process. When I'm the one who was waking up, and Pikachu's getting freaking out, going, Pikachu! Pikachu! It's just freaking out, and we find out we actually we broke one of Pikachu's favorite flowers. We fell on top of a flower that belongs to Pikachu. I can't believe you're eating it. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, yeah. Huh.
So Pikachu
Frida.
got really upset and started trying to shock one. What? What?
Sure.
So shock. So Pikachu started freaking out at us, but I'm sorry. Pikachu started getting a whale on Wade, started going, Pika! And just jumped on top of Wade and started pulling his hair, starts trying to attack him, and he's trying to get her off of him, because she's attacking him because she thinks that he was the one who destroyed the flower, because he was the one who fell on top of the flower first. So she pretty much starts attacking him, and right at the end she shocks him. And everybody's going, poor Pikachu, and Wade's sitting there going, what about me? I'm burnt to a crisp here. It is kind of sad, though. I don't mean to be saying that to Wade. He's actually pretty an awesome guy. I shouldn't be blaming him too much. But, hey, we gotta have a comic, another person for the perfect comic relief. Somebody who actually gets the brunt of the twist, anyways. But I don't mean to be like that. Hey. From being near a friendly relationship. Well, if it's so, let's call Mark over. Hi, sir. Not a social event. Since you're thinking of him, let's bring him over. Alright! Anyway, back to the story. What happens is, Pikachu's starting to freak out. Everybody's trying to control the Pikachu. And apparently, Pikachu starts really getting... Pikachu starts getting really antsy and everything. And Markiplier's assuming... Mark is assuming that Pikachu is Latin, and he's freaking out going, ah! It's Latin! It's Latin! Oh my god! And all of a sudden, it was just, everybody thought it was a joke, because the thing is, Latin wouldn't really be there, until all of a sudden they found out that one of the cast members happens to be Zombie Mold. Exactly. Zombie Mold is one of the cast members. And it's like, pretty much that all I've seen is that Zombie Mold is practically here and there, and he's in charge of pretty much any game that I've seen the boys play at once. And then all of a sudden, it's like, so he could be perfect for a cast member. And he actually has his own style. He doesn't look like a Borg at all, like in the story. And he doesn't wear his special super flannel that he has in the Minecraft at the very beginning. He actually is dressed up more like a well, he does have his flannel on. Okay, he's dressed up as a modern person with a special outfit. Where is everybody? I'm trying to follow people. Daddy! So, he's wearing this special outfit, and he's saying that that is not, Latin. And pretty much, Mark's looking at him going, you gotta be kidding me. She's trying to kill Wade! She's trying to kill me! Then explain to me how come she's not trying to kill you right now. Shut up, like you know everything.
Stevie.
Incoming. Who are you? To chat. Don't even know who that is. Anyway. Well, it gets complicated with everybody just totally freaking out about the Pikachu. Everybody's wondering. Everybody's wondering how come Pikachu or there. A little less on the noise. Everybody's wondering why Pikachu is trying to attack them, and Latin appears, pretty much looks like the Latin in the Minecraft series, but she's actually a little bit more looking than box pixelated. That's what I mean, is that she's more human-like than box pixelated. And she's more nature-giving in this kind of story because she's trying to help out Pikachu. Every animal adores Latin. She's one of the people who actually assist with trying to help the creatures get along with the people. And she's also writing the entire essay for for Zombie Mold, because Zombie Mold's much more busy trying to be able to help Markiplier at this time. So so Latin's the one who's writing the essay for the actual big company to prove to them that the animals need a little bit more help. It's actually, as I said, it's a beta testing story. It's a beta testing game that pretty much what they're trying to do is figure out the reactions and everything from the players on how they describe of everything. You guys know, you've seen Markiplier's videos, you've seen everybody else's videos, so you would understand what beta means. I think it's alpha or beta. I'm still trying to figure out this new thing. I'm usually in the old past days where they actually had the gamings that were outside the internet. That was offline. Bear with me. I'm still working on a few things. So, what happens is Pikachu's actually still having a grudge against everybody, and all of a sudden has a big fear against my character, which is actually, as I said, me, Becca. Pikachu is really upset at me, and pretty much I understand what she's talking about. I'm trying to help heal the flower. I heal the flower, Pikachu gets so offended by me, and pretty much just takes the flower right out of the ground, spits at me, and kicks dirt up at me. From back of her legs. I can't say it's cruel, it's just... It's pretty much how animals usually do to say, you know what, screw you. Pikachu was so offended by me and everything, but just coming to this world, and it's pretty much during noon times, so it was just one of the worst times. So daylight was just we were running out of time for daylight, actually. We were running out of time for daylight, and we had to head someplace where it's safe. In this case was a village, and it was a village close to where we were. The village close to where we were was Beautiful little village that's on a hillside, a mountainside actually. That's right there. That's right there in between a really beautiful, gorgeous valley with a whole bunch of trees and a beautiful scenery and everything. The perfect sighting for Jacksepticeye guy to go, I am in heaven, and another view on the other side of the ocean. This is the place where Zombie Mold and Latin pretty much has their own home base, also known as they live in a house there. And they live on the street, which we all have to try and cuddle up in because it's actually quite a small house. The house is really small. So, they live on a street that goes uphill, but this house is, like, right there, pressed up against each other like it's a townhouse. But it's not any ordinary townhouse. It's a Victorian, old-fashioned, but modern time old-fashioned with steampunk. This whole game has to be as awesome as possible. In fact, Jazzy was so interested in this kind of house, she wanted to buy one off of them. She wanted to buy one that's within the city. And they actually have the perfect house that would be able to fit all of us, but it actually has two things to it. It's a really big, beautiful, modern mix, olden time steampunk house with a greenhouse right there on the side, connected to the house, and connected to it is actually indoor and outdoor cafe, which can also be represented. What? Hold on. Jesse has been promoted to art book collector. Ooh, okay, good. Yay, Jazzy! Good job, girl. Good job. Anywho, she has she wanted to buy a house like that, and they found the perfect house, but they have to actually make it a little bit more. They're still functioning it to actually look more elegant and everything, since it was once in specific worlds haunted. It was haunted and it was corrupted, and it was also under the connection of bankrupt. So the only way to be able to fix this kind of outtone was to undergo a lot of changes to the machine. And everything, and try and fix everything up, since it was a big, enormous, elegant house, a little bit bigger than this one. And so, it just... In theoretics, yeah. So what happened was, sorry for going off topic like that right there. I just got too epic into the story building of the house and the view scenery. It's so amazing. Also, in the middle of it, the village is right there, and in the center of the village, even though there's a water fountain on top of a platform, there's a babbling brook heading downstream, right underneath the falls. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Okay, sorry to slow you down. Alrighty. So, we find out that Pikachu broke in. Pikachu broke in from the side window in the house, and ended up playing as a doll in the room that we're all trying to share into. It's the biggest room that Latin and Zombie had to give up because that was their place to stay at. That was their room, as they were thinking if Markiplier was going to stay over for the time being, they would actually let them stay in one of the other rooms. Maybe pull out a couch and open open up a couch bed, to pull one open. Thing is, there were too many people that were in the place, and they didn't know how to actually fix everything. And also, I can't sleep without a friend, and also I'm afraid of the dark. So, pretty much that's actually what happened was, Pikachu snuck in, found her way into the house, and, pretty much, I don't know, in the story, Pikachu actually really wanted to be finding out what my characteristics were, why I'm in the story. And so Pikachu's trying to discover that. And it turns into a long thing where I had to sit down and talk to Pikachu. But I had to add Latin because I still didn't understand how things work with speaking to an animal. Even so, at the same time, Jazzy, I am gonna put Jazzy into the thing. Jazzy, Mark, Bob, Wade, and Zombie Mold had to go down to the office station to actually check into the entire system and pretty much do a few things to get enough money to get their own stuff and what is it? To actually announce their specific types of careers and what they want to do. They can always change their careers in different times. Blah 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 blah. So what happened was I'm sitting there with Pikachu, who didn't want to answer my questions, but it's also that excuse me, Latin was still questioning about how to be able to have Pikachu talk to me, and also how to be able to fix all these problems that's going on with Pikachu. How come Pikachu does not want to cooperate and talking to Peas for eggs and toast? Okay. So yeah, it got difficult in how to be able to speak with the Pikachu. But then after a while, Pikachu did cooperate, but it took a while. But Pikachu did learn about my character, me Becca. But even so, still leading up to the point we're trying to be able to figure out how Pikachu and I became good friends. It actually ended up kind of like the Pokemon story a little bit of how Pikachu and Ash met. But it actually pretty much puts down to the representative that Pikachu right now is not really too fond of me, but actually likes me. Still wants to eat Wade's ear off because thinks it's edible. And I'm gonna leave it there as a part 1. I know it wasn't that good. Trust me, the last one wasn't that good either. I'm trying my best because I'm actually thinking this at the top of my head. And this is how I actually this is how I make stories. This is how I write them out. Is I actually do that. I actually write it all down. And I know that I wasn't doing much gameplaying, but hey. Go to the bathroom. It takes a lot of effort to actually tell stories too much like this with the games going on. I'm not a multitasker. You get what I mean. Just bear with me. But I do want to tell stories. Because this is how I want to tell stories. I want to emphasize. I want to tell some special, unique stories. So please let me tell the stories. But next week, I'm not going to be talking about Pikachu. We're not continuing on Pikachu's story. In fact, we might actually continue on it more. I'm actually going to tell you something actually a little bit more on the epic side. I'm going to tell you about how Riku Tenshiyuki, aka the Night Lark, was created. I think you already know about that, but in basic ways, I'm actually going to be telling you the whole story. But I'm going to be telling you not how I've actually thought him up through watching the anime and all that stuff. I'm just going to be telling you how I met the Night Lark himself. So, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'm sorry that it ran on so long, and I'm sorry that I overdid it. I'm sorry that I can't do any good storytelling. If you guys are offended, don't say I suck. Just continue on your way. If you want to say true criticism, please just say, I got some good tips for you, but I would recommend you to try to do something a little different. I'm not going to listen to assholes. I'm only going to listen to criticism. But as I want to do is, if you guys are gonna say some bitchy stuff and not watch the whole series, which I've noticed the guy did last time, if you guys are not interested in saying anything, in watching the series and saying something stupid, then, well, I'm sorry to say, but you're going to technically your comment is definitely going to be deleted because it's bad for my video. And I know you guys are going to say, "Well, it doesn't matter." Do I care about you guys? I only care about those who deserve the respect, the honesty. I don't give a damn about jackasses. Just letting you know ahead of time. I don't like being mean like that, but yes, I agree with Riku. So, just saying. Um, but I do love you guys that are very respectful, that are very nice to me, and I promise you that I will get better. And that's the reason why I'm doing this, is because I want my storytelling skills to get better, so I can be able to tell stories at the top of my head. If you please, it as my friend, as my friend Metal Elmer said before, um, Rome wasn't built in a day. He never said it in one of his videos. I think he already did, but he told me this last night. Rome was never built in a day. And if you guys are expecting me to be perfect and 100% on top of everything and be the best, then you're looking at the wrong person. I'm sorry to disprove you guys like that, but the thing is, it takes a while, and I've noticed that. I kind of did get upset when somebody commented like that the other day, but still, as Metal said, the room was never built in a day, and if you guys are too upset about how my stuff is going, then just bear with me. If you guys truly don't like it, don't watch it. Just don't comment, because it's a waste of your time, and nobody will listen to you, so don't bother. Anywho, thank you for watching this episode. Leave a like and a comment down below on how you think this episode went. Oh, also any suggestions on how I could be able to make the story make the stories better. Even the gaming thing is a work in progress. And also on top of that, if you guys are interested in hearing other kind of stories that are basically, I need to know what kind of story it is. But if you want to hear me tell a better story, something that has already been told, I can tell you that. But not Naruto. It's kind of, it drags on too long. It's gonna be a 18,000 parter. I love Naruto, by the way. And I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Oh, I'm sorry. If you guys want to see more of this series, click subscribe. If you guys are having a fantastic day, I hope you guys are, because I am, and we are having as much fun as possible. Yay! And thank you guys for hanging out with me. Huggles! And let us hang out in the next episode. Bye!